Welcome back to another video. I know I came after a long time, but okay, let's forget. So, I thought that let's start with grammar of Oxford Discover Book, English Grammar. So, we're gonna start with Unit 13, then 10, 9, and like that. Okay, so this Unit 13 is about a rich man's fine clothes. Discover grammar, adjective, and adverb. That's good. Okay, now listen and read the first part of the story. Okay, so I have an audio here. Okay, let's listen to that.
Page 67. Unit 13. A rich man's fine clothes. A. Listen and read.
Mullah Nasreddin worked hard. He was tired and hungry after farming all day. There was a party that night at the rich man's house. Nasreddin didn't want to be late, so he didn't go home to change. As Nasreddin walked into town, he imagined all kinds of wonderful food, cold drinks, juicy olives, tasty chicken. The rich man opened the door. He looked at Nasreddin's dirty work clothes and muddy shoes. He scowled at his visitor. Nasreddin walked into the crowded room. Everyone wore beautiful clothes. The tables were covered with delicious food. But nobody spoke to Nasreddin. Nasreddin went home. He changed and put on his expensive coat. He ran back to the party.
So now there's B. Find four adjectives in the story and the nouns they describe. So the first one is rich man. The second, wonderful food. Third, cold rains, juicy olive, and there are more. The red one are adjective and the other ones are nouns. Okay, so we have more tasty chicken, dirty work clothes, muddy shoes, crowded room, beautiful clothes, delicious food, expensive coat. So let's go to the next. Okay, what do you think happened next? Tell your part. Listen and read. Okay, there's one more audio. Let's play that.
Page 67. D. Listen and read.
The rich man happily welcomed his elegant visitor. He opened the door and said, "Come and eat." Nasreddin walked slowly into the room. People smiled warmly at him. Nasreddin quietly sat down. He took some bread and said clearly, "Eat, coat, eat." He put the bread in his coat pocket. He took some figs and said, "Eat, coat."
Page 67.
I'm so sorry.
Quietly sat down. "Eat, coat, eat." He put the bread in his coat pocket. He took some figs and said, "Eat, coat," and put them in the other pocket. People stared nervously at this man feeding his coat. Nasreddin calmly fed his coat some olives, chicken, and grapes. "Eat, coat, eat." Eventually, the host ran over and asked politely, "Excuse me, Nasreddin, what are you doing?"
So find 6 adverbs in the story and the verbs they describe. Okay, the first one is happily, adverb, and verb is welcome. Now this walk slowly, smiled warmly, quietly, sat down, said clearly, scared nervously. There are more calmly, fed, asked politely. So let's go to the next. How do you think the story ends? Tell your partner, listen and read the end of the story. Okay, there's one more audio.
Page 68. G. Listen and read the end of the story.
Nasreddin said, "When I came here earlier, In my old farming clothes, no one would talk to me. But when I changed into this coat, suddenly everyone was friendly. So I realize that I am not welcome at this party, but my fine clothes are. And so I am feeding my coat.
Oh, okay. Read and learn. Adjective and adverb. You usually put adverb before noun. Adjective describe people and things. He had muddy shoes, he imagined cold drinks and tasty chicken. When you use the verb to be or when you use sense verbs, put the adjective after the verb. The party was fun. He felt tired and hungry. See Unit 415 for more information about this. Adverb describe verb. Adverbs of manner tell us how something happened. They usually go after the verb. He walked silently into the room. People smiled warmly at him. To form an adverb of manner, you usually add like to the adjective. If to form an adverb of manner, you usually add like an adjective. For example, calmly, careful, carefully, wise, wisely, happy, happily, gentle, gently. Some adverbs are irregular, good, while fast, fast. These adverbs can only come after the verb. While hard, he went home fast. He fast went home. Adverb of frequence tell us how often something happens. They go before the verb. The rich man often has a party for the townspeople. These are adverbs of frequency, always, usually, often, sometimes, never. Okay, let's go to next. Change the adjective into verb. So this is easy. Number one, I have done. Number two, nervously. Number three, nicely. Number four, quietly. Number five, good. Well, fast. Politely. Carefully. Now this is safe. Circle the word. The rich man smiled warmly at him. Warm. Nazarene entered the room slowly. They were beautifully clothed. I mean, beautiful. The food was delicious. The rich man talked loudly. Nazarene sat down quietly. The room was noisy. The people were polite. So this was the intent. I have more. Reorder the words to make sentences. He picked up some delicious grapes. He had a cold drink. It tasted delicious. He put his juicy chicken in his pocket. He the guests stared nervously. The rich man ran over. He answered politely, I am feeding my beautiful coat. Let's go next. Underline an adjective, then write sentence using adverb and the verb used in partners. The first one is adjective hard, and this is the adjective word hard. Something beautiful, and the big clothes were beautiful. Their singing was it's noisy. They sang noisy. Everything is fast run. It fast. Everything runs fast. The guest had a kind voice. The guest spoke kindly. So the next, I think this is last. Underline the adverb of frequency in each sentence. Then rewrite the same sentence using the word in a parentheses. Okay, the rich man always had a party in his town. That means always. The rich man usually had a party in summer. Naruddin had always been invited to the party. Always. Naruddin had never been invited to the party. Naruddin usually worked in the field. Naruddin always worked in the field until sunset. He didn't often wear his fine clothes. He didn't usually wear his fine clothes. He sometimes eat tasty chicken and olives. He didn't often eat tasty chicken and olives. Naruddin is never late for a dinner party. Naruddin is sometimes late for a dinner party. This is the last.
Page 70.
I have an audio here. Let's listen to it.
Page 70. G. Listen and read.
Nasruddin's wife always felt ill in the morning. She usually asked Nasruddin to give her a cold drink of water. But today, she still felt sick. She didn't even want some delicious grapes. She asked Nasruddin to get a doctor. Nasruddin got dressed quickly and ran downstairs. His wife suddenly shouted from the window, "Don't worry, I feel fine. I don't need a doctor after all." Nasruddin ran fast all the way to the doctor's house. He knocked loudly on the door. The doctor opened the door. Nasruddin said, "Doctor, my wife was sick this morning. She told me to get a doctor. When I left the house, she recovered and told me that she didn't need a doctor. So I have come here to tell you that you don't need to come to my house."
So the first one is usually. The second one is cold. The third one is sick. The fourth one is delicious. The fifth one is quickly. The sixth one is suddenly. Seventh fine. And eighth fast. 9 loudly. So Nasruddin's wife always felt ill in the morning. She usually asked Nasruddin to give her a cold drink of water, but today she still felt sick. She didn't even want some delicious grape. They're delicious. She asked Nasruddin to get a doctor. Nasruddin got dressed quickly and ran downstairs. His wife suddenly shouted from the window, "Don't worry, I feel fine and I don't need a doctor after all." Nasruddin ran fast all the way to the doctor's house. He knocked loud. Here is loud on the door. The doctor opened the door and said, "Doctor, my wife was sick this morning. She told me to get a doctor. When I left the house, she recovered and told me that she didn't need a doctor. So I have come here to tell you that you don't need to come to my home." So that was the end of the video. I hope you like. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video.